Welcome back to Pero Comma Podcast. Today we're going to be going over some books that emotionally wrecked us, like boohoo wrecked us. So please grab some tissues, some comforting tea, maybe a comforting snack so you can boohoo with us.
Yeah.
All right, lovelies. So today is a bit of an emotional day for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be going over books that emotionally wrecked us. And we have a few. We have a lot, actually, but we
Yeah.
put it down to a few. Collette, my darling, what is your first book?
Soul Crush by Gabriela. I know I've talked about it before, but this book, if you watched our last video, that would have been book talk. And we talked about comprehension versus entertainment. I went into this book for entertainment. No. Like I was entertained, but because I wanted to be entertained, I missed all of the signs until I got to the end of the book and I realized what was happening. This book tackles, what's the word? Mental illness.
Sorry, guys.
I don't want to. I can't remember if he was bipolar or if he was schizo, but he one of them, child. And it talks about how a lot of our minority groups deal with that. They will pray it out of you instead of taking you to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Or, even depression. Like, what do you need to be depressed for? That entire series.
The same house as me,
Girl. So that entire series was so well done. I know a lot of people will say things like, I don't want to have to read books that have trauma in it. Shut up.
Then don't.
Right. We're not telling you to.
Yeah.
But I just want to prepare you if you're going into this book, this series, as a matter of fact, understand that there is a lot going on with the male main character and the female main character and them having to navigate through everything. I cried, I laughed, I cheered them on. I was like, no, don't do that. Like, I was in the book with them. I was trying to pull them through. So it's a lot going on in those books, and I highly recommend it. If you've never had to deal with anyone with a mental illness, I feel like she gives, and again, I've never had to deal with anyone with mental illness, but I feel like she gives a really good representation of what it looks like to someone from the minority group and how they, or even, for example, Kanye West says he doesn't want to take his medication. He's diagnosed bipolar. The way she wrote it makes sense. Because if you're just listening to people, you'll be like, just take the medication and shut up.
Yeah.
But the way she wrote it and explaining why he doesn't want to, what he's going through, how he's trying to navigate it without medication, and finally having to come to the realization of why he needs it, not just for himself and not just for the people around him. All of those factor in. And I feel like she explained it so well. And if you need to understand or want to understand it, I feel like that series would be perfect for you. Like, fantastic book. And I'm sorry I couldn't get it autographed at Black Romance Book Festival because she was there. I missed her. But yeah, fantastic book. What about you, Liz?
My book is The Fault in Our Stars. Was one of the
John Greene.
Yes, that book emotionally destroyed me. And I know that there's different takes on the end of that book. And it wasn't a bad like I wasn't super sad. At the end, the way I took the ending, like it was sad, but it also brought me like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
But I remember just laying in the bed. I finished it in my bed and just laying there, just crying,
Yeah.
crying. Lulu came in and and then I watched the movie and I was
I
crying.
only watched the movie.
It's so good. So this follows a girl who was super ill, and I don't remember if she was terminally ill, but anyways, she goes to these group with other kids, and she becomes that are going through the same thing or similar, and she becomes friends with one of them, and their relationship evolves, and the way that they're able to be there for each other, because when you're going through something, I can't imagine everybody understanding what you're going through, like
Mm-hmm.
the emotions of it. Like, okay, yeah, you're sick, people get that, but like the emotions of what you're thinking about what
Right.
you're going through. So they were able to connect on that, and just the way that John Green wrote that book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've read a few of his books, and he's really good at capturing emotion, but that book tore me up. Like I was bawling,
Yeah.
bawling. And I would read it again and I would bawl all over again. It was that good.
Yeah.
It was that
Yeah.
good.
I actually reread Soul Crush a lot. And I don't think I tell you that because I'm a rereader. I'll tell you if I'm rereading Lessons from a Hidden Treasure or whatever. But that series, I reread it a lot because of the romance, but because of the way she was able to describe. I don't know, it connected to me because of that. To actually understand.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love when an author can do that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I love John Green. I'm not reading none of his books though. I'll watch him in the movies. I'm not gonna sit here and cry.
Why?
You got me, dog.
I
Okay, it's
would
kind of like
love
Nicholas Sparks. It's
to.
funny. I read a lot of Nicholas Sparks books before his books became movies, and I'm gonna just leave it there.
Yeah. Um, I would like to talk to somebody about the ending. Like, if you read
Is it
the book,
different from the movie?
no, but no, you watched the movie, right? Yeah.
Oh. So that's one of the movies that was like spot on for the books.
It was pretty good for me.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 What's your next book?
My next book was my number 2 book of 2025, which is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L.
Oh,
Wang.
I remember when she read this.
I called Liz every 5 minutes. I know she was sick of me. I was calling you constantly.
She was in love with this book. Not in love with it.
Yeah.
Let me not say like yeah. Even after it, like I heard about the book after she was reading it, done reading it, while she was reading another book, she was still thinking about this book.
Yeah. I think the way she was able to tackle racism, classism, xenophobia, all of the isms, she tackled them. And I wasn't expecting that because, I thought it was a female mage, going to be the first female mage. Yay! So this is following, I can't remember that girl name, Sayana. And she wants to be the first female mage in history, and realizing because women are downtrodden in that society, and she wants to be the first female mage because she knows that she can be more than that, and then realizing how she plays a part in oppressing others even though she feels oppressed. So you don't mind using other people as a stepping stone to get to where you want to get to, but it shouldn't be done to you, is the major takeaway from that. And then also, like I said, you have xenophobia because you have these people called the Quen that are immigrants basically to the city, and they're treated like crap. Again, I should have brought my book over here because I need you to understand. I have so many annotations in that book of her explaining things. and how something can be taken from someone else's culture and they totally twist it to fit them and tell you why they're superior. Fantastic book. Fantastic. I cried a few times. I know someone once, not someone, a few people have said this was like a colonizer romance. It's not. I don't think they know what a colonizer romance is, but yeah. But yeah, fantastic book. Highly recommend. What's your next book, Liz?
Allegiant, which is the fourth book in the Divergent series. First of all, that whole series of books, the books, top tier.
Yes.
Like, she did her thing with that series, the books, because the movie sucked monkey balls.
And it's so funny. I don't mind the movies.
No.
The movies, let me rephrase that. The movies are more so a I'll turn it on and let it play, but I'm not following the movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
For the people that did not, well, for some people that did not read the book, because there's people who read the book and liked the movie. Yeah. I'm just not one of those. I'm not super picky about that, but there was a lot that I was like, why would you do that? Like, they changed things that in the book, it was that way for a reason, and it came out later down the road. It's like what Collette was saying in one of our other videos, like reading for comprehension and reading for entertainment. This was one of those comprehensions. Like, you had to pay attention because she drops little nuggets throughout the series. So, and some of those nuggets I feel were taken out of the movies. So in Allegiant, it's the final book, and the ending, I don't know if it was just the first time I saw an ending like that.
It was for me.
I think it was, because I'm like, why would she do? I get why she did it, but my emotions were like, no, that should not be happening. Like, emotional Liz, logical Liz was like, yeah, you go, girl, you did what you had to do.
Yeah.
Emotional Liz was like, no, what about 4? What about
4?
Oh my God. And he was watching everything. Oh, that book. Oh my gosh. I cried so much. And I wasn't the only one, because the person who recommended that series to me, actually, no, I recommended it to her. She got mad at me. Like, I didn't know. And this is why sometimes you just don't know when you recommend a book. She had dealt with something in the book of, like, she lost someone, something that they went through in the book just hit really close to her. And so it was an emotional book for her too, but just in a different sense. And a lot of people got emotional with the 4th book. Yeah. So that is my second book that emotionally effed me up. Like, I went into a slump after that. And it was The Fault in Our Stars that took me out of it, actually, because I remember
I read that series first, and then I went into The Hunger Games, because I was like, I need something that's going to be along those lines. That's when I went like on a dystopian binge. And then and then I went into Cassandra Clare, because then I met Clary and Jace, and I was all in. I was in my YA bag.
Yeah, I was in YA then. With The City of Bones, I only got to like book 2, but they were good. Yeah. I don't know that I would read it. And I actually have a few of them. I might unhaul them. I don't think it's something that I'm going to go back to read.
Yeah, I reread the book last year. I reread the first 3 books, and I was like, the rereadability as an adult. And it's so funny, because I think we talked about it in the last video. The teenagers. You might have been right then, because I was like, yo, this girl was a brat. I would never. But no, I ate Jace up. Jace, when I read it last year, I was like, shut up, bro. You're so whiny. But when I was reading for the first time.
Either we matured or we healed.
When I read it for the first time, I was like late 20s. So I don't feel like I should have felt that way, but I ate it up.
No, but at that age, it's still easier to relate to them.
God. And then I read it last year. I was like, dude, please, you're killing me.
Yeah. That
It was a time, 2014, 2015, 2016.
listen, I was, pardon my vulgarity, but I was balls deep in the YA world.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about even like unknown books. You couldn't get me out of YA. Like what?
Yeah.
Read an adult book? Ugh.
Ugh.
What's wrong with
mean?
you? Get away from everything, not deal with that. No.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, I don't know if I want to read the YA.
Yeah, girl. So that leads me to my final book.
I'm sorry, I can't with Collette. Go ahead.
This book.
Final book.
This book was so traumatizing. And I ate them up. But it was a very traumatic book. I boohoo bawled. Liz won't read it.
I won't.
And this is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Binding 13, Keeping 13.
You're all on your own on that one.
And then it's so funny because Saving 6 and Redeeming 6 are the follow-up books to that. Mm-hmm. And I went into it because I like those books, and then I stopped because I like those books. So let me explain.
Please.
Binding 13 and Keeping 13. Mm-hmm.
I should have said this at the beginning of the episode. Collette, I know she mentioned it before, she's not a crier. So why she would think that I would read this is telling me so if Collette says, Liz, I boohoo cried, I know I'm a crier. I watch a TikTok of a dog crossing a road and he made it to his puppies and I'm crying. So for Collette to boohoo cry, I'm letting you guys know it's emotionally charged.
So, Binding 13, Keeping 13. Follow these kids. The little girl getting her ass whooped.
All the time.
Yeah. Consistently by her daddy, who's a drunk. And then the boyfriend, the guy, the love interest, whatever you want to call him, he comes from a well-to-do family. He doesn't know anything about that. That's not... What do you mean that your parents hit you? Like on purpose? Should call the cops. He's one of those. So...
That happens?
Right. Like, what? So we get their story. First and second book, right? And then you have Redeeming 6 and Saving 6. Saving 6 and Redeeming 6? I don't know, child. Anyway, the next two books, which follows Joey, who is Shannon's older brother that lives in a house. He fights the dad a lot because he wants to take the heat off of the other younger siblings. He got a job because the dad, like I said, was a drunk. So he would help pay the bills because he'd take the money. They have something called like a child support type thing from the government. So he would take the money and go drink as opposed to buying food and putting it in the house and, but to follow Joey's story. And it's so funny because I remember Joey being in the book, but you're seeing Shannon's point of view. But to see Joey's point of view, I don't want to do the trauma Olympics, but Joey went through a lot of shit. So that's why I kind of stopped reading it, because I was like, this is a lot.
Aww.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I know that the other friend groups, the friends in the friend group, they get books too, but I'm just like, after reading these 4, I'm straight. My sister went ahead and read more. I was like, nah, I'm good to go.
And that's what I mean. For you to say that, like, it's emotionally charged.
Yeah. He was on drugs because that's the only way he knew how to cope. When he turned 18, because he would always tell Shannon, yo, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to take us out of here. And then when he turned 18, he was like, I can't do this shit no more. I can't do it anymore. He's like, I got to go. And Shannon's like, well, if you leave, what am I going to do? And they had three younger brothers. He's like, if you leave, what am I going to do? And then, like, he would hear the dad beating the mom, take her in the room, and you know what's happening in the room. So he's basically forcing himself on the mother, and it's a lot. Which is why I said that should not be marketed towards YA, because
I agree with you.
It was a lot. And so, again, I would read it as an adult, just understanding how people might go through something like that and how they deal, because she didn't take drugs, but the brother did. So you can see how they live in the same house, but how they cope with things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, boohoo bald. I was like, I'm straight. I don't need nothing else. Everybody else was reading. You should read. No, I'm not reading nothing else. I'm straight. Okay. That was the first book book talk gave me. And then the second book was Credence. And I was like, y'all are crazy. I am done.
Don't forget about my last book is another book from a series. And this book, till this day, I can be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Book Talk, and I could hear an excerpt from the book and I'm getting teary-eyed. And this book is Kingdom of Ash.
I know it. As soon as you said that, I said, this is.
I don't know. I've been through some rough shit in my life where I've had to be like, no, you got to get up. You got to keep going. You cannot. I know. I do not believe that I would have been able to keep going the way Aylin kept going through everything she went through in that book. I'm talking about when she's locked up, everything, like when I read that, first of all, I read the series and I listened to it. And both times I was bawling in that last book. There was a part where
even when what's his name found her.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm telling you. And when she would hear her mom talking to her when she had, like, I'm getting emotional now, like and she pushed through and nobody believed in her except for Rowan.
Love of my life. My friend.
The only face tattoos I would be okay with are Rowan's.
He has face tattoos?
Yeah, remember on the side of
his Yeah. I will say, because Liz knows I'm not continuing with any more SJM books because she made me mad. But the third book is when she meets Rowan, right?
Oh yeah.
The third book, I remember texting Liz or calling Liz, and I was like, I don't know if SJM knows she did this, but the way she captured depression, I remember reading it and I was like, yo, this girl is depressed.
Then she gets punched in the face.
We don't condone domestic violence, y'all, but that was...
He deserved that. What else was he...
Yo.
Now, let's give some context before you guys think I'm all for people getting beat. She was acting like a straight up brat. She had to train.
She said some really rude, harsh
things. And she had to train. So they were already physical.
Yeah.
Train. That was me training. She had to train. So they were already, and she was coming out her face. She was coming out every orifice of her body. She's like, I probably would have just kept punching her. He just punched her one time to shut her up. She even agrees that she deserves it. Anyway, go ahead.
She just that's how you knock the sense into somebody.
Yeah.
She didn't say nothing else after.
Yes, she did. That didn't stop her. I mean, she got her act straight, but she's still.
You know, when you see kids and you tell them to stop running and then they fall and then they come lay on you and they're quiet. That was
that was like, oh, you didn't like that, did you?
Right.
Like, I have to admit that Rowan practiced patience on another level with that girl. But yeah, so like there was a part in the book where she expended all the power that she had saved up for her nemesis, and she used it to save a whole village that had nothing to do with her. She just so happened to be there. And I don't know, that book, Sarah J. Maas, I haven't like completely written her off, but I will not be running for her books. I will probably re-listen to Throne of Glass when they come out with the dramatized version of it on Audible. Aren't they doing that? I thought they were doing it. I don't know, because things change all the time. But yeah, Kingdom of Ash destroyed me. I like till this day, I'll hear them when they're like, it's okay, Fireheart. Fireheart. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
to whatever end.
To whatever end. Oh my God. Yep, that's it. So I'm gonna go cry in my bed for the rest of the day. So if you guys need me, that's where I'll be. We thank you guys so much for joining us for our Boohoo episode. We hope you guys join us next week. Please like and share and subscribe, and follow us on our socials, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And we appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.